Hello, and welcome to my second video. My first one was recreating my house from Phoenix. This one is more of a self-imposed design challenge where my sister was telling me about the kind of house she might want and that she's been looking for in San Luis Obispo, where it's really hard and expensive to find houses. So I thought it would be fun just for myself to impose a design challenge of trying to create a house similar to what I think she might like. Before we go inside, I wanted to talk a little bit about the outside of the house. You'll see that I use a lot of these slate panels. There's just a theme of a lot of stonework like the slate, and there's symmetry here and there. You can see I use double doors and double windows here, but sometimes I also break the symmetry a little bit. The asymmetry can also be something that can draw your attention, like how there's this offset between the bedrooms on one side and the other. Um, and yeah, these glass panels have become increasingly popular here. So you can see these, they call them glass boxes, were big windows, but still such that you could pull curtains in front of them and get privacy if you wanted. Alrighty, so that's the idea for the outside of the house. Again, I used some symmetry here on the back, and I'm going to make my way in now. One of the ways I could do that is sort of airdropping my way in this viewer. If I sort of organize it here, hop over to first person mode, I can walk into the building like this and use gravity to fall in. Okay. And then just to show you how close we are to the front door, here is the front end of the house. And if I walk forward, I can walk through the double doors and see a handful of things right from the get-go here. Like I said, I made sure to keep the stairwell on the right, and if I look up the stairs, I can see that raised ceiling with the glass panels that I was talking about. I can also see forward that diagonal slate panel. I really enjoyed using some of that to draw you in, and we can see into the family room there. But this room in front of us is the living room. I put some couches here, but we could fill that space in another way if we wanted. Over here, you'll notice that I use some slate tile on the entryway. Sometimes that gets mucked up a bit, maybe a place to take off your shoes. All right, let's start walking, start our tour here. So this first room here on the left is sort of a den. A lot of the places that I've been to, like if I visit my sisters, they'll have like a little computer area off to the side. I think my sister's husband, John, enjoys having a place where he can hole up and play his favorite game. John and I both like to play the Magic Arena game on our computer. So I thought it'd be good for him to have a place like that that could also get used as a study if he wanted it to be a bit more on the professional side. If we go along this hallway here, brings us to the family room, a little bit more private. And if I look around, you can see that line of sight operating from the other angle. And this is one of my favorite sort of discoveries of the house. As you walk under here and you look above you, the geometry, I find that really interesting, seeing that diagonal panel underneath the crisscross geometry of the balconies above. I just think that's a joy to walk under that and discover that. Part of the reason I've been talking about line of sight has to do with a time that we visited our cousin in Rochester, and they had architect work on their house, and he was passionate about having nice long lines of sight so that you can see the expanse of the space. Although sometimes it's nice in architecture to also have some corners to turn where you can make new discoveries as you turn around. We have another nice line of sight here through the house where you can see through the dining room and into the kitchen. So there's a dining room here, sort of halfway between my family room and my kitchen area. I'll hop over the table because I can. And I gave us a nice roomy kitchen. Again, I see some symmetry at work here with the cabinets. And I opted for a fair amount of windows to keep it with this sort of bright environment. Lots of storage space, lots of cabinets. Made sure to have a nice pantry here and a space for the refrigerator. If I go over here, I placed a door, which is a little different than a lot of the rest of the design, which is open. Part of my reasoning for placing a door here is to make this wing of the house a little more private. Because one of these rooms, there's a bunch of doors off here, one of these rooms is a bathroom. And my dad's always said that he likes it if the bathroom's sort of off to the side, because if it's just attached to the biggest room, then you don't want those noises echoing throughout the house. So giving a little bit more privacy to the bathroom here that's tucked away a bit in this wing. I opted for a full bath, so if someone was using the den as a guest room, they could shower here. We also have the garage. This is where the garage connects. And this is a door to a closet under the stairwell. Okay. So I think that about does it for the first story. Let's head up to the second story now. Okay. So I'm going to walk up the stairs here. And if I look above, you can see those big glass glazing and the truss there. One of the things that my sister said was she likes when you have this big raised ceiling. So we share that with the living room below, this big raised glass ceiling that lets in a lot of light. A couple other windows off to the edges here. This nice light here. It reminds me of one we had in Phoenix that we covered with stuffed animals because it was so hot there. But I think here we would enjoy the sunlight coming in. And yeah, I organized this loft so that it's just sort of this collective space connecting to all the bedrooms and a couple of the other key rooms. One of my favorite parts of the whole house is if you're looking over here, I really just like the way that diagonal geometries sort of collide here. You can see the truss and that window and these diagonal entrances to a couple of the bedrooms. This one is one of the regular bedrooms. So you can see there's space for a bed. I have a closet and next to it space for a dresser. And then this one on the other side is the master bed. So again, we see a bit of a diagonal entranceway, and then enough space for a couple dressers and a big bed. There is a nice big master closet with space under a second stairwell that I'll discuss soon. And over here we have the master bath. So a nice big whirlpool pool tub and space for a kind of funky sink and toilet there. So you'll notice that the master bedroom has this nice big window here. Um, and also this extra door. So this is one of the ways to get to the balcony. So this here, the balcony, we see more slate. This I think would be a good place to enjoy uh, a bit of private time, maybe during a party, hang out here, enjoy some drinks, look off on a nice evening. It would be a good spot for that. On the right, there's this special stairwell that we'll talk about a little later that takes you up to the roof. There's some space on the roof. So you can also get to the balcony from over here. I wanted to make sure that you didn't have to go through the master to get to it. So this is just we're back to the loft, the same place we were before. We have one of the other best bedrooms is here. I like that light box there. I think this would be, if you're a kid, the best bedroom you could get. Just all this light, this kind of privacy. This bedroom sort of sticks off a bit, the edge a bit in a way that I like. I was thinking of placing some trees in the model there, but the trees aren't as successful in this viewer as the architecture, so I focused more on the architecture side. Alrighty, and then here we have the upstairs bathroom, enough space for both a shower and a tub, so in a pinch, if the kids got along, one could take a shower, one could take a bath, like if they were in a rush in the morning. And then this is the laundry room, which had a bit of extra space for, like, say, a cabinet with some of the cleaning supplies and such. There's another bedroom off to the side there, but rather than show that, I think I'm going to head over towards the roof now, because I really wanted to make sure I had time to show that. So my sister said that, or rather, I think it was John that said that if they didn't want like a stairwell from the yard to this balcony, so I didn't include one. I could have, but the only way to get here is from the inside second story. You go out to this balcony and then you can go up the stairs to the roof. I'm going to go up the stairs here. And my sister requested space for a rooftop garden. So that's what this is. Most of the roof is flat so that we can have this big garden space. I included, let's see, I included this extra geometry over here for, like, say, a weather vane. I just thought that was a nice touch there, that brass weather vane, the little boat symbol. Um, and yeah, so there's space here if you wanted to plant a garden. I'm sure they would grow tomatoes and carrots and chard. Um, and I made sure there was space to go here to the other side of the roof. And that's it. That is the design. So thank you for taking a chance to look at this video, and I look forward to making another one soon. Bye now.